I like my coffee like this. I like my coffee to bite me a bit in the morning, just to wake me up. And the two dishes, one which I haven't tasted before, this is a shavige with the Dali Tove here. And this is a shavige Heengana. I'm going to taste this coconut milk first just by itself. There's a sliver of green chili and also a mustard. So we've tasted the shavige with the sweet coconut milk. This is taking your taste buds in the entirely opposite direction. I just got a hot bowl of the tove and I'm going to introduce it to warm my shavige.
Squeeze with the chili, the taste is very nice.
I'm going to do better than squeeze it with the chili. I'm going to go for it with the chili. I was looking forward to tasting that Mysore masala dosae because they've got a pudina chutney in that. And this is what they call the Bangalore masala dosae because this has the kempu chutney in it. The garlic chutney. This is a potato that's stained with the Byadgi mensankai and therefore the color of this palya is kempu, is red. Chikoo Sheera now, that I've never tasted before. You can see flecks of the chikoo or the chikoo pulp. That pulp has imbued itself with every grain of the semolina. Namaskara folks, this is Kripal Amanna, Gourmet on the Road and you're watching Food Lovers TV. It's been a rainy morning here in Mangalore. This morning when I woke up, the skies had opened completely. There was thunder, lightning and a torrential downpour and I was wondering if we would be able to step out at all. But thankfully in just an hour that rain has subsided, has gone away and now that's put us in a mood for a nice breakfast. I'm thinking goli baje, some tea, some coffee. But it's about 10:30 in the morning and I don't know what we'll find at this time. I've got a place in mind, it's called ANMOL and it's not too far from where we are staying. So that's where we are headed. So hopefully we should make a good breakfast out of this. Only one way to find out. Stay tuned till the end. I like the vibe of this place. Everybody is focused on their tindi and that's the way it should be. Namaskara. Enenide? Ella ide. Idli, vada, appam, kurma, buns. Oh, goli baje ide. Bisi ide goli baje.
South. North is upstairs.
Fantastic. I can see some bisi goli baje that has probably just come off the oil and there's some vade being fried there. Tuppa dosae, yeah?
Yeah, tuppa dosae.
Nice. I like the ograne on the chutney. Then tenginkai ende, yeah? You know you're in South Kanara when you see a puddle of tenginkai ende floating on the chutney with some sasve and the mensu. So I'm with Mr. Vasanth Kamath. He's the owner of the restaurant which began 25 years ago.
Yes.
So
establishment.
Why is Hotel ANMOL loved so much? 4,000 Google nalli review ಇದೆ. Everybody says ANMOL try ಮಾಡಿ.
It's my own taste.
Your own taste.
It's my experience. ಆ ಥರ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ.
Lovely. So ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಏನು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ?
ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ವೆರೈಟೀಸ್ are sir. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಹಿಂಗಾಣ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ with hing.
Coconut milk with hing.
And green chili and tadka.
Shavige Heengana.
Yeah.
So like hinga uda Heengana.
Correct, exact. Sir, you have tasted already rasayana. Rasayana means coconut milk with jaggery.
Yeah.
This is hing.
Oh,
You
coconut
taste.
milk with hing. Oh, that sounds
That is special
lovely.
here. And our dal.
Dali Tove.
Dali Tove, yes. Dali Tove is popular.
Wonderful. I already know the dishes I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat the goli baje, the Heengana.
ನಮ್ಮ ತುಪ್ಪ ದೋಸೆ.
Tuppa dosae.
Don't get anywhere.
ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
ತುಪ್ಪ ದೋಸೆ.
Tuppa dosae is telling me taste me.
Yeah. And dahi vada also.
And dahi vada also.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And in dessert, Chikoo Sheera is signature. Our
Chikoo Sheera.
Chikoo.
Oh, I love that color.
Chikoo pulp. And pineapple pieces.
So ಇದು year round ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ.
Yeah. Morning to night.
Fantastic. ಬಹಳ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲರ್ ಇರಬೇಕು.
Popular item.
I've tasted the pineapple sheera many times, but the chikoo I have not tasted.
Yes.
This certainly I want to taste.
We only started.
Yeah?
Past 5 years before we have started. It's very popular.
Fantastic. Maybe we'll taste both.
Yes.
I just love the energy in places like these. There's a certain comforting vibe that only comes if a place has existed for a while and has thrived on the love, the adulation of its patrons over the years. That's the vibe that I get here at ANMOL. The place is small. I'm told they also have a first floor, which is air conditioned, but I prefer to sit here where everybody is sitting at this point in time. I'm looking forward to my breakfast here. It was also nice to talk to Mr. Kamath. There's a fair bunch of dishes that caught my eye. Far too many though for me to taste, but I think you would have got a sense of what to expect when you find yourself at ANMOL. If you taste some of the dishes that I haven't tasted yet, well, let me know about it in the comments below. I like my coffee like this. I like my coffee to bite me a bit in the morning, just to wake me up. And thankfully not too sweet. Pardon the noise in the background, but this is a busy restaurant. People are barking orders out there. I've got a goli baje here. I've got the Mangalore buns and the two dishes. One which I haven't tasted before. This is the shavige with the Dali Tove here. And this is the shavige Heengana. Basically, in the coconut milk, you have a seasoning of the asafoetida. There's plenty of green chilies too that have been ribboned through that shavige. So it tells you it's going to be a spicy one. And then there's the tadka. There's a seasoning of the saswe or the mustard seeds. And then of course we've got more Dali Tove should we want to dip more. And then you have the coconut chutney and also a special sambar that I'm told is quite unique out here. What I like about this coconut chutney are those little rivulets of coconut oil that's floating in the ogarne atop the chutney. I think the first thing that I want to put in my mouth is the Mangalore buns. The sweet, subtle aroma of that bun. This bun is a sort that feels a little fragile. On the outside it's got a nice brown casing. On the inside it's quite bready. After all, it is a bun. I'm tasting the flavor of the banana and also the cumin, the jeerige. Certainly is a bun worth tasting, especially the flavor of the ripe banana. It's not too overpowering, but this is sort that lingers on. You don't want your Mangalore buns to be too sweet. You want it to just kind of have a slight edge of sweet. I don't know if you can hear that soft crunch of that bun in my mouth. You want your coffee, the first thing that you typically place in your mouth every morning to be the sort that makes an impression. And this coffee certainly does. Moving on to that goli baje. ये तो busy होगा रहते हैं तो खा लिया है तो So if you come early in the morning, इनके busy goli baje सिखाते हैं. A prick of the green chili that I'm tasting in that. Of course, when it's hot, it's an entirely different enjoyment. Having said that, this too is quite tasty, quite enjoyable. Dip it in that chutney. There's a nice gummy, stretchy sort of a bite that this goli baje has. That chutney is spicy. Also, what happens when the goli baje cools down, tends to get a tad oily. What I want to do though is move on to the shavige, Heengana. I'm going to taste this coconut milk first just by itself. There's a sliver of green chili and also a mustard. So we've tasted the shavige with the sweet coconut milk. This is taking your taste buds in the entirely opposite direction. So the coconut milk is quite thin, quite watered down. So you got the flavor of the coconut, but what emerges the most is the flavor of the heengu. And then that sliver of green chili that does well to just prick your tongue with its heat. Very different as opposed to anything that I've tasted. I'm quite enjoying the slight creaminess of the coconut milk with the flavor of the hingu. It's very nice. Do you cook the hinga in the coconut milk?
Green chili.
You cook it?
Green chili.
Just like that. So this is a breakfast dish.
Yes, breakfast.
Yeah.
And appam also.
Oh, very nice. This is something that I've never tasted before. The shavige Heengana. The combination of the flavors of the coconut milk, the asafoetida, quite tasty. On that note, the Dali Tove. Very good. What makes it different?
How can I say, sir?
Secret.
Lot of people coming for shavige and idli now.
ಬೇಳೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಥಿಕ್ನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಕ್ರೀಮಿನೆಸ್ ಇದೆ.
Superior quality ತೊಗರಿ ಬೇಳೆ. And way of method doing.
Method of making it. You know, I've tasted many a Dali Tove, but this Dali Tove is quite... Dali Toves are usually very light,
Yes.
very mild. ಅಂದರೆ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದರೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ 2 seconds you will forget it. ಬಟ್ ಇದು ದಾಳಿ ತೋವೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ?
Correct. That quality is different.
The quality is different and he also has some secrets of course.
Yes. Shavige with separate ಆಗಿ ತಿಂದು ತಿಂದರೆ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆ. ಟಿಪ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್.
ಆ ಡಿಪ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಳುಗುತ್ತೆ.
ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಸ್ಪೂನಲ್ಲಿ ತಿನ್ನೋದು ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
100%.
Doing method also.
100%. And therefore I've decided to keep my spoons aside and go back to using my trusty fingers.
Even vada and goli buns also. ತೆಗಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಸ್ಮೂತಲ್ಲಿ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಿಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
Correct.
ಮೆಥಡಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು.
Absolutely. So it's not just in the making, but it's also in the appreciating how you relish
Yes.
that goli baje or that buns or probably that Heengana.
Eating.
The way of eating. Fantastic. Thank you, sir. You know, just when that hingu gets a little too much for your palate, that's when that green chili kicks in. I just got a hot bowl of the tove. I've tasted many a Dali Tove, but this one is quite special. And I'm going to introduce it to warm my shavige.
Squeeze with the chili, the taste is very nice.
I'm going to do better than squeeze it with the chili. I'm going to go for it with the chili. Also in this I'm tasting a bit of the asafoetida. Mr. Kamath has also recommended that I taste the sambar. He says that sambar here too is quite unique. There's some gulab in that, some brinjal, some pumpkin, tomatoes, beans. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಇದು ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಂಬಾರಾ?
Yes.
ಕೆಲವು ಜಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತೆಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮದು
Medium.
ಮೀಡಿಯಮ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ರಿಚ್.
Yes. Because of idli and dosa.
ಇದೇನು?
Bangalore masala and this is nice.
Oh, I just wondered that. So when you meet Mr. Kamath here, if you order one dosa, you get 2 doses. I was looking forward to tasting that Mysore masala dosa because they've got a pudina chutney in that. And this is what they call the Bangalore masala dosa because this has the kempu chutney in it. The garlic chutney. The tuppa dosa is here as well. Well, that's glistening with that tuppa and also the aroma of the tuppa. Right away, making its presence felt. It tells you, it screams out loud and strong to your olfactory senses that I am the tuppa dosa. There's no mistaking that. I'm having a problem of plenty here because you've got 3 dosas and I don't know which one to go for first because it's quite inevitable. By the time you're done with the first, the second and the third would have cooled down progressively. But I think what I want to do is I want to taste that tuppa dosae first because some of that tuppa is still molten and glistening away, shining away on the face of that dosae. I love the manner in which this dosae is roasted. That tuppa has worked its magic between the hanchu and the batter. This is a dosa that's quite hefty, even when you tear away a piece. I think that tuppa contributes more to the aroma and the crunch of the dosa. On the palate, the tuppa is just a lingering afternote. It's not the sort of overload of tuppa that unfortunately sometimes is a trend these days. Out here the tuppa has just done its job, seeped into the pores of the dosa, just so that it whispers a hello to your tongue. What I'm loving is the crunch of the dosa. And this time with some of that chutney. I want to get a bit of that saswe. The chutney is spicy, has a bit of a salty edge. And then that flavor that comes from the ogarne and the oil. And the saswe. Let's move on to the second dosa. I think the Bengaluru masala dosa I'll taste last because it's got the garlic chutney in that. And that's probably the sort that will overpower. But what I want to get to in a hurry is that Mysore masala dosa. You can see a bit of that green pudina chutney peep out from within the fold of this dosa. And also the other interesting thing out here is that the potato is not your turmeric stained palya. This is a potato that's stained with the Byadgi mensankai, and therefore the color of this palya is kempu, is red. There's also in this, there's a bit of a spice mix palya, a garam masala. ಇದು ದೋಸೆ ಪಲ್ಯ ತಿನ್ನುವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ನಾನು ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. The flavor of the garam masala. You got a spice mix. I'm sure it's a secret spice mix. Again with Mr. Kamath. Huh? Very nice, very different. Taste a bit of the dosa just with a little smear of that pudina chutney. Very gentle, that pudina chutney is. Perhaps there's a bit of a lime that's gone into that chutney as well. I'm tasting a twang of sourness there. But what's very interesting is that palya here. If I were to close your eyes and place this palya in your mouth, texture aside, the flavors are the sort that remind you of a lovely spice mix or a garam masala mix in a biryani or a pulao. Some may say, well, that's too much to go into a dosa, but I think it certainly makes for an interesting fight. The dosa by itself is quite austere. I think its only function is to contain within its folds that chutney, that palya, and deliver it safely to your mouth. That's it. It's got a nice soft crunch. The sort that's quite translucent as well. On that note, we're playing musical chairs here with the dosa. The Bengaluru masala dosa, courtesy that kempu chutney, the garlic chutney that is smeared inside that dosa. And this comes to you with the normal palya, the turmeric stained palya. That chutney certainly is punchy in the garlic and the chili heat that you taste right away. I'm also tasting some clove or some cinnamon somewhere in this kempu chutney. Yeah? If I spend some time with you, I'll probably find the recipe. I was telling Mr. Kamath, I can certainly taste a bit of clove or cinnamon in that chutney that's gone into it. But it also tells you the amount of work that he's put into his creation.
Yes, yes, sir.
So, ಹೇಗೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಬಂತು ಈ ಥರ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು?
ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ, ಏನಾದರೂ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಾಲಿಟಿ ಬರಬೇಕು ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿ. ಸೊ
ಈಗ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯಿತು.
ಹೌದು.
25 years.
ಓನ್ ಎಸ್ಟಾಬ್ಲಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟ್.
ಸೊ ಆವಾಗ ನೀವು ಮುಂಚೆ 25 ವರ್ಷ ಮುಂಚೆ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಕುಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ? You love this. Do you cook even today?
Yes, cooking.
Experiment.
Yes. Going on. Yes.
I'm not going to press him for the exact spice because that's his secret.
Yes.
But it's interesting to see the evolution that your food has made.
Oh, yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Nice. Thank you. From the outside, this place looks quite nondescript. It's a sort that you wouldn't notice if you were walking the street in a hurry. But you step in and spend some time with Mr. Kamath and take a look at what comes out to the table. That's when you realize the amount of work that's gone into establishments like these. I think establishments like these go about their work quietly. They don't scream from the rooftops. They don't advertise. They don't care much for social media, influencers and such like. But what they care about is the food that comes out onto the table. And the moment you place a morsel of any of the dishes in your mouth, if you're attentive, you will decipher its nuances. That's the sort of happy place ANMOL is. We are closing our breakfast here at ANMOL with 4 of the very popular sweet items, I'm told. So we have a masuru vade that I'm told is slightly on the sweetish side despite the khara bundi that you see sprinkled on top. And then you have 2 very interesting sheeras. So out here in Mangalore, there's no kesari bath, but it's a sheera, and it's also the sort of texture where the sweetened semolina is held together quite gutty. So I've got a pineapple sheera here, and then also another specialty here, which is the Chikoo Sheera. And then what we saw as soon as we entered the restaurant, the gulab jamun. This is a kesar gulab jamun. I think what I'm going to do, begin with the... Please pardon all the shouting in the background because those are people calling out the orders, the kitchen responding. That's the sort of vibe that you will find here. But I think I'm going to make a beginning though with the masuru vade, the dahi vada. The curd is quite thick. The dahi is quite thick, creamy and sweet. And I think that khara bundi serves to cut down the sweetness a bit. Allah? So every dish here andre R&D madidira. Every dish is R&D gone. So because the curd is sweet and thick, he's got a bit of the khara bundi that's gone on top. Quite enjoyable. I thought I'll just have one bite, but this curd vada deserves a little more attention. Becha unda? Some hot water just to cleanse my palate from that thick, creamy, sweet masuru before I find my way to the sheera. I think I'm going to make a beginning with the pineapple sheera, perhaps it will be lighter than the Chikoo Sheera. You can see a slight edge of the tuppa at the bottom of this sheera mound. Very nice. Some godambi in that has been toasted in the tuppa. Sheera is not the sort that's too sweet. Love the flavor of the pineapple that's coming through. Quite effusive. Chikoo Sheera now, that I've never tasted before. You can see flecks of the chikoo or the chikoo pulp. That pulp has imbued itself with every grain of the semolina, and the chikoo is more apparent in the whiff of the sheera that's circulating in your mouth. You can smell it too, and also somewhere a bit of that graininess, that grainy bite of the chikoo. I'm also now biting into dices of the chikoo, and I think it's time to close things here at ANMOL, but not without a spoon of that, the kesar gulab jamun. Bada soft is it. Well, that's certainly a sweet end to breakfast here at Hotel ANMOL in Bejai, Mangalore. So if you find yourself in Namakudla and want to taste something interesting for breakfast, definitely find your way here. I've enjoyed almost everything that I've tasted, including dishes that I met for the first time. Until the next time, take care, stay safe, stay strong, and happy eating. Most of what I have tasted, because I'm literally fighting with them for the bill. The masala dosae, the buns, the sheera, the dahi vade, the goli baje, the Heengana, Tove, the tuppa dosae, the jamun, the coffee is all for 467 rupees. That's the sort of place ANMOL is. Great food, cooked well and honestly priced. Fantastic. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page, and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating!